Shalawam, shalawam. Shalawam, family. See y'all in here. Shalawam, Mashal, shalawam, shalawam. We'll get started here in a few. Shalawam, shalawam. Shalom, shalom, shalom. How's everybody doing?
Yo, shalom, Madawan. Can I be heard? Can't hear. 1 second. So I can't hear you.
Shalawam. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, come. How was your day, bro?
Ah, man, it was long. How was yours?
Yeah, come.
How about yours?
Huh?
How about yours?
Man, it was another day in Babylon. You know what I mean?
Understood.
Shalom, family. Shalom. Brother Bashar, what's happening, man? Sister Beverly, what's good? J. Cole. Am I pronouncing that right? J. Cole. Queen Israel. Shalom to you, sis. Type of boy. Shalom. Hey, so first and foremost, let's get started. I don't want to be too long. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to the Most High Power, Yahweh, by Hashem Mashak Yahushua, right? His only begotten Son, Mashak Yahushua, who y'all equally call Jesus Christ. Like I said before, this class, it's not for the advanced. It's basically for those that is not, known to know the scriptures. That's coming into the truth as a novice, pretty much is what I can say. Give me 1 Peter 4:11. I don't want to start that off. 1 Peter 4:11. Like I always start off, because it's very important. Very important.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth, that God in all things may be glorified through Jesus Christ, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen.
So everything that we do You have to speak according to this book. It's called the Bible. I like to open up with this because it's very important that we speak according to the Bible. All right. This is where the wisdom is at. The Most High gives us wisdom, right? Through the scriptures. Give me Isaiah. I want to go a different route. Give me Isaiah 8 and 20. Isaiah 8 and 20. I don't know.
Kind of one.
Isaiah 8 and 20.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
So if you don't speak according to this word, there's no light in you. What is the light? I just told you. To the law. Right? Let's prove that though. Go to Proverbs 6 and 23, man. Proverbs 6 and 23.
Kind of the one. The book of
Proverbs 6.
chapter
Right.
6, verse 23.
Read.
For the commandment is a lamp,
Mm-hmm.
and the law is light.
And the what is light?
And the law is light.
Read.
And reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
And reproofs and instructions of the way of life. See, that's the life. The law is life. This book is called the Bible, the book of life. It's the book of the law, right? Wisdom comes from the Most High, right? Wisdom comes from the Most High. He put it inside this book, and now it's giving us life, all right? Give me Psalms 111 verse 10.
Kind of the one.
We're gonna get into this book, right? We're gonna get into this book tonight. And my brother, my brother Zion was like, hey man, get into the book, man. Stop playing around. You gotta get to the book. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get inside this book tonight. All right. So read that.
Salah, what did you call again?
Psalms 111 verse 10.
111 verse 10. Salah. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 111, and verse 10. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever.
So the fear of the Lord, you have to have the fear of the Lord in order to understand the scriptures, right? You have to have that law within you. And when you're keeping the law, that means you're fearing the Most High, because you're trying to do what He tell you to do, which is the law. When you out here in America, right, you fear them because guess what? You're keeping their law because you don't want to go to jail. You don't want to be punished. Same thing with the Most High. If your dad and your mother tell you to do something, guess what? They have a law within their household that you have to keep. Period. You have to keep that law. Or guess what? It's going to happen to you. You're going to be punished. You're going to be punished. Right? So let's get into this book here. Remember, I say it's a conspiracy, but actually it's not a conspiracy. Actually, it's the Most High, right? What He sees is what's inside of this book called the Bible, right? Because we're going through these things that's inside the Bible that the Most High said, look, these things we're going to be going through if you don't keep the commandments, if you don't keep the law. So I'm going to start again from chapter 1. So I'm not going to be able to get through the whole book anyways. So I'm going to start all over from the first chapter, right, in this book. In the first paragraph here, it says genocide the deliberate and systematic destruction of a racial, political, or cultural group. To use the word conspiracy to describe certain aspects of our society is a strong indictment against the social fabric of this country. I have been challenged hundreds of times in debates and by the media with the use of the word conspiracy. Many of the challengers want me to document who were the plotters of this conspiracy. Who are the plotters of the conspiracy? Give me Psalms 83 right quick. I don't want. Who's the plotters of the conspiracy? The so-called conspiracy. See, this is the Most High. The Most High is doing this. Because why? We disobeyed the Most High's commandments. So it's on us. We are wrong. So give me that, I want.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83.
Mm-hmm.
Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
Mm-hmm.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
So start right there. He says there that thy enemies. See, this is war. We don't understand what we're in. We're in war. Period. This is war, man. We have enemies on the other side that makes a tumult. Right? They're conspiring against us. To do what? To bring us down. So read on that one.
This book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have done what?
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
Mm-hmm.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Who are the hidden ones? We are the hidden ones. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Because why we hidden? Because we don't know who we are. We call ourselves black, we call ourselves Hispanic, and we call ourselves the Native Americans. So we don't know who we are as a people. There's no land called that. See, when people come over here, they know where they come from. Right? Senegal, you got uh, so-called Europeans coming from England area and all that. Everybody know where they come from, but all we say is we came from the west coast of Africa, right? We don't have a nationality. How are we gonna be an American and we came from somewhere else? That don't make sense. How are we gonna be an American and that's a white man's name? That don't make sense. Okay, so read on, Brent.
The book of
You want to
Psalms.
say anything?
Oh, la.
Okay, go ahead.
It's the book of Psalms.
Whenever Salaki, whenever you want to say something, just
Count that one. Book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation,
mm-hmm.
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
See, that's why we don't have a nationality, because they didn't cut us off from being a nation. Read.
Verse 5. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate. They are together. Okay? And you see that Confederate flag. All these nations love that Confederate flag. They all do. Why? Because they know who they got in their hands. They know these are the children of the Most High. And if we keep them in derision or we keep them lost in their minds, guess what? We're going to have control of them forever. Forever. So read on, other one.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites
Tabernacles of Edom is the so-called white man, and the Israelites are the so-called Arabs. Read on.
of Moab
Moab is the so-called what? Asians, Chinese, whatever. Read on.
and the Hagarenes,
Read on.
Gabal
Romans.
and
Read.
Ammon
Read.
and Amalek,
Amalek, white people, man.
the
Read.
Philistine
hmm
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Africans. So all these nations are against us. Everybody. All these nations had us in slavery. All these nations conspire against us. Because they know we break the Most High commandments, the Most High is not going to be with us. That's it. Period. So let me read on. I don't want the water for that.
Psalms 83,
So
verse
stop,
8.
stop. No, I don't want you to read no more. That's fine. I'm gonna keep going in this book.
Okay.
Right? It says, I have been challenged hundreds of times in debates and by the media with the use of the word conspiracy. Many of the challengers want me to document who were the plotters of this conspiracy. Where was the meeting and when did it take place? I smile and listen, right, to their barrage and remain confident in knowing, as Neely Fuller stated, until you understand white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. I then began to ask them several questions. Remember, this guy is not in the truth at all. He's just seeing what we see, right? Now we come into this knowledge, so now we know and understand that that's the Most High. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. The Most High put this white man in charge to bring forth what this man is talking about. See? So it says, and then began to ask them several questions. Can you explain how less than 10% of the world's population, which is white, own over 70% of the world's wealth? Can you explain that? Why is that? Okay. It says, can you explain how every United States president has been a white male? Is there a relationship between Africans being labeled 3/5 of a person? See, he thinks he's African. And I explained that before in the first conspiracy about this man thinks that he's an African and he's not African, right? He's actually a Israelite, okay, from my knowledge, right? I'm not saying that he could be something else. I don't know his lineage, whatever. But from what my understanding is, his mother and father is black. They think they're from Africa, so you know his spirit even also recognized with my spirit also. So it says, is there a relationship between Africans being labeled 3/5 of a person and their median income being that same fraction in comparison to whites? Give me Deuteronomy 28:15. Deuteronomy 28:15.
Another one. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
See that? All these curses is going to come upon thee. The Most High actually wrote this book right here. He wrote this conspiracy book because everything that's in this book is inside of this Bible. He just don't know it. He sees it, but he don't know it. He said if we disobey his law, that these things are going to happen to us. That's why it's not a conspiracy. It says on this book that it's a conspiracy, but it's really not a conspiracy. It's because we disobeyed the Most High, right? So give me 43 right quick. 28 and 43.
Count out of one. It's Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 43.
Mm-hmm.
The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high,
Mm-hmm.
and thou shalt come down very low.
See that? We 3/5 of a man. That's what he considers us as. 3/5 of a man. But truthfully, we way better. We way better than him. We way above him. Just think about it. You got sports, you got spiritualness. If we put our minds to anything, we can accomplish it. We don't need no degree or none of that. We just, the Most High gave us this knowledge to be superior like that. You know what I mean? So let me keep going, because I want to get through this. It says, and their median income being that same fraction in comparison to whites. Why did some whites feel the need to physically castrate African American males? I'm gonna show you this. Hebrews 12 and 16. Like we said, Edom, Esau, same people. You feel as though that is the white man. For those who don't know, when you come into this knowledge, and understanding, you will see that he's a red man. He called himself down south. I'm red, redneck. So we consider him being Esau, according to his Bible, plus prophecy and things like that. We're not gonna go there tonight. Read that other one.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
See that? He's a profane man. Because he had us in Rome, but that's another class. In Rome and in Greece, they had these places called that you go to today called auditoriums, right?
Gymnasiums.
Gymnasiums.
Huh.
All these different places, right? And guess what we was in? Butt naked. We was butt naked. And they looked at us and they was like, wow. I mean, I'm not trying to be vulgar, but they knew. So guess what they do? They castrate us because they was what? Jealous, angry, upset, mad. Because we are a special people to the Most High. And the Most High has blessed us as black men, right? If everybody knows it, it's the truth. We blessed. Point blank simple is that. And that's not to go into no carnalness or nothing like that. That's just what it is. That's why we love by every nation when it comes to the black man. Everybody loves him, right? So he tried to castrate us. Okay? So let me go some more. It says, and this is the fifth paragraph. One, two, three, four. Yep. What it was it an accident that all the men that constituted the Tuskegee experiment were African American and they possessed syphilis and went untreated by the U.S. Center for Disease Control for 40 years. Who's doing this? Remember you brought that out last week. I don't want CDC, right?
Huh?
Center of Disease Control. Who's in control of this dang on shot? CDC is. The Tuskegee Institute right here. Experiment. Give me that again. Deuteronomy 28:61.
Another one.
We gotta understand. We gotta understand, man, because we underneath the curses the Most High put on us. He's doing that because we disobeyed the law. We got to get back to the law. Got to get back to the law. Read that out of 161.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 61.
Mm-hmm.
Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
See that? Most I said, I'm gonna bring every sickness, every plague, everything on you, so that you can wake up and realize I am in control. Give me 1 Samuel, the second chapter. 1 Samuel, second chapter, right quick. I want to show people, man. I mean, this is, I think it's 5. 1 Samuel 5 or 2 and 5. No. Yeah. 6. 6, 7. 6 and 7.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord killeth and maketh alive.
Mm-hmm.
He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
See that? He says the Lord killeth and maketh alive and bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Most High put these plagues on people, man. If that's your judgment, that's your judgment. That's why shots and all these different things is not important. Because if that's your time, that's your time. Most High ain't gonna give it to you anyway. He said in the last days he's gonna wake up his people. Look what's happening. We waking up. So everything is set before you. A man's goings is of the Most High. That's just what it is. We got to accept that. Right? Read on. Read 7.
Book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 7. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up.
See that? Stop right there. He's the one that's doing everything. It's not no man with a pitchfork in his hand with horns and all this kind of stuff coming out of his head, and he red and all that. No, it's not that. He's red. The devil is red, but it's not what you have been taught. This ear thing and all this kind of craziness, man, is madness. Devil is right in front of you. But it's the Most High that's putting that spirit in him. If you read Job, the second, first chapter, he tells him, have you tried my brother Job? You know what I'm saying? He gave him permission to go ahead and do what he needed to do. The Most High is in control. That's it. So give me Zechariah 11:5. Hold that for me though. It says, I'm gonna read Deuteronomy. I'm gonna read the 5th paragraph again. It says, "What was it an accident that all the men that constituted the Tuskegee Tuskegee experiment were African American, and they possessed syphilis and went untreated by the U.S. Center for disease control for 40 years. 40 years, man. 40 years. That's how the devil, man, he's the demon. White man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Verse 6. Is it ironic that only two white persons have ever received the death penalty for killing an African American? Two. Give me Zephaniah or Zechariah 11:5. My
Turn
fault.
out
So like,
the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5.
mm,
Whose possessors slay them.
say again now.
Whose possessors slay them.
Are we not being slaved by the white man? Didn't they come possess us from the west coast of Africa? Are we not still in their possession? So it says, whose possessors slay them. Read.
And hold themselves not guilty.
And hold themselves not guilty. They hold themselves not guilty when they slay us through from 1619 or from 1493, right? 93, 94. Our brothers down there, they were slaves. They have not paid for that. All the way up to when they brought us over here in 1619. Okay? From then all the way on up, it says two white men persons have ever received the death penalty. That's amazing. For killing an African American. That is nuts. Right? So I'm going to continue on because I want to get through the book. It says, are the videotapes of racial discrimination as shown on national television and housing, baking, employment, and shopping and figment of our imagination? Is that a figment of our imagination? Look at the stuff that they do. I mean, they got videotapes now of cops killing us. Isn't that enough evidence? Come on. I'm gonna move on. This is the eighth chapter. I mean eighth paragraph. It says, is it an accident that African Americans, which we know that are Israelites, Israelite males, comprise 6% of the US population? We know that's a lie, truthfully. But represent 35% of the special education children and 50% of the inmates. That is crazy. Think about this. But present 35% of the special education children and 50% of the inmates. Nuts, right? Isaiah 42:22 out of one.
Count out one.
This is in the scriptures, y'all. For those who don't know, this is in the scriptures all day long. Like I said, when I came in this truth, man, it was an eye opener. It was a phenomenon because when I started reading the scriptures, like when the Most High woke me up and started giving me a different eye to the scriptures, it started opening my portals, man. I mean, I started thinking entirely different than when I was a Christian. Because I had that John 3:16, God so loved the world. God was white and all, all these different things. Yahweh Shai was a white man and all this stuff. And it just, you know, I had a different understanding. But once I learned the truth of the scriptures, my portals really opened up, man. And somebody taught me and started teaching me, and I started thinking, I'm mad, I'm pissed off. Man, it was crazy. But read that other one.
Another one. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Right?
They are all of them snared in holes.
Mm-hmm.
They are hid in prison houses. They are for prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore.
See that? It says, none deliver and none spoil. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the Bible is speaking to you. It's telling you what it is. They are hidden in prison houses. They're delivered for prey. Are we not delivered for prey? I mean, come on. We preyed upon every day, riding down the street. It's crazy. The police officers behind you. What you do? You tighten up a little bit. You like, man, this man don't come in, you know, and you ain't got no warrants, no nothing. You just, like, man, what the hell going on? I remember we was out of town, right? We was in Atlanta, I think it was. And you was like, yo, be quiet. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. And I had to think about it. Yeah, be quiet, nigga. Because your word is no good. Your word is no good. Your word ain't born. You're sick. These people ain't on your side. They hate you. Be quiet. Shut up. Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, stop talking to him. Why are you talking to them? They're not gonna listen to you and you hear. You know what I mean?
At all.
No point in even talking to them. Let's just be on our way.
Done. Done. So I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody has to learn. And wise words, hopefully people listen to them. You know what I mean? So it says here, could the above be happenstance, irony, luck, or conspiracy? No, it's not conspiracy. Like I told you, it's come from the Most High because we disobeyed His law. It says, "Is it an accident that an average white male with a high school diploma earns more than anyone else in America on average with a college degree?" Ears meaning he's paid more. He has more. Okay? He has more. Period. And he don't even have a college degree. So that college degree don't mean black. Period. It don't mean nothing. Okay? I'm gonna keep reading. It says, is it luck that 1% of the US population owns 48% of the wealth, greater than 99% of them are white? 99% of them are white. 99% of them are white. The Most High said in Deuteronomy 28:15, if you disobey my law, all these curses is going to come upon me. Give me Deuteronomy 28:43. I don't want
Another one.
28:43.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 43.
Mm-hmm.
The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
See that? The stranger. Because this man is a stranger. He's my enemy. I don't know him. So when people talk about, I ain't even gonna get into that though. They talk about the stranger in Deuteronomy 28. It's talking about this man right here because I don't know him. I don't know him. I know he's my brother. He's my brother. Yeah, he's my brother. Considered in the scriptures, but I don't know him today. I don't know him when he came and took me from the west coast of Africa. I don't know this guy. I don't know the language. I don't know none of that. I was speaking Hebrew. We were speaking Hebrew, I thought. Right? So they took us from the west coast of Africa and brought us over here to the United States of America. And he got above us very high. He's a stranger. So I'm going to keep going. And it reads, and it says, this is what I wanted to get to. It says, what it ironic that the FBI used their program, COINTELPRO. I remember you brung out a class on this, right? COINTELPRO, to infiltrate African American organizations with their stated objectives to create internal conflict and prevent a so-called a messianic leader. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can guide us, like a MLK, like a Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? COINTELPRO, they do that all the time, right? But that COINTELPRO, give me Genesis, the 32nd chapter, right quick. I'm gonna show you how to defeat COINTELPRO, because everybody in Israel, everybody that's in that's awakened to the truth, want everybody to come together and get along with one another. But our forefathers, matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 32, right, and 7 right quick. 32 and 7.
Turn out of one. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7.
Mm-hmm. Give me that.
Remember the days of old.
Mm-hmm.
Consider the years of many generations.
Mm-hmm.
Ask thy father.
Ask thy who?
Ask thy father.
Right? Move.
And he will shew thee. Thy
See?
elders, and they will tell thee.
They will tell thee. Now go back to Genesis 32nd chapter. We have to remember how to move in America. It's not wise to move like everybody want us to move. Everybody want Israel to come together and everybody be one. Let's all be one. Let's all this come together. Mm-mm. Our forefathers told us different. He said something different. Our great grandfather told us different. Watch this. Watch how smart he is. Because remember, Esau in this right here, he was about to meet Esau. He thought Esau was coming against him. Read that. 32. Read that from the top. 1.
Turn out of one. Book of Genesis, chapter 32.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob went on his way,
Mm-hmm.
and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, this is God's host. And he called the name of that place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau his brother unto the land of Seir.
Stop right there. See, when you have an army, you go, it's called intel, right? You go and you send people out, right? Like when I was in the service, and this would awoke me to this right here. I was like, man, that sounds like the same stuff we do. You go to, you take intel and you go into the other nation and you try to get along with it. You know what I'm saying? You try to say, look, man, we don't really want to fight you now. But guess what? If you push that button, we gonna tag you. We're gonna get with you. So here you go. You offering this right here. We doing this right here. So boom. If you don't accept that, then we got to move further. We got to do something else. So read on, I want.
I'm going to start at verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Genesis 32, verse 3. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother, unto the land of Seir and the country of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, Thus shall ye speak unto my lord Esau. Thy servant Jacob saith thus, I have sojourned with Laban and stayed there until now. And I have oxen and asses, flocks and men servants and women servants. And I have sent to tell my Lord that I may find grace in thy sight.
Read.
And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, We came to thy brother Esau, and also he cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him.
See that? See that right there? He's trying to intimidate our forefather, Jacob. He got 400 men. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? He been there, they been there in 400 men. It's right there. There's two of them, or whoever that went with him. You know what I'm saying? They like, I just want to go talk to Esau, try to squash it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everything good before we meet up. That's what you do. You send people out, make sure everything good. So if we meet, boom, you clap hands, boom, everything good. I got my family with me. I got all these people with me. Everything, you know. Esau said, man, hell with that. I got 400 men strong. It's ready to take you down. You know, Esau's a man of war. He's a man of war. He coming to clap. Click, click, boom. You know what I'm saying? He coming to do his thing. You know, but Jacob, listen what Jacob do. Think about what Jacob do. We're gonna read it. Read 7.
Verse 7. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that was with him.
And he did what?
And he divided the people that was with him.
Read.
And the flocks and herds and camels into 2 bands.
Into how many bands?
2 bands.
2 bands. That means he divided them into 2 companies.
That's right.
He split them up. Listen, what happened to, I forgot the congregation, ICUGJC, with the comforter, the so-called comforter, whatever. I'm not trying to speak on a brother, but I'm gonna use him as an example. All right. If we all was together, just like the so-called Arabs, the Muslims, the Muslims with Malcolm X, MLK, all of them, their leader failed. So that destroyed everything. It's cool to be divided. It's cool to be separate. It's cool to be divided up. Because if you're all together, that one, if we all together as one, that means everything is going to be destroyed. So it's all right to have many different congregations, many different camps, many different everything. That's all right. Stop saying that we need to be together. We don't. We need to be divided a little bit. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we come together when it's a force, like on Clubhouse, right? We come together and the doctrines, we tear those down. But guess what? We go back to our own, and that's fine. That's fine. I was looking at the picture of an old picture and how they all came together, right? as Levites, Zebulon. You know, you had Judah. You had all these different camps. They all had tents, right? They all had their tents around what? The middle of the tabernacle. It was all on the one understanding, but everybody was around them. So if that bomb came in, it may have destroyed that right there, but it's not going to destroy everybody. Same thing with the Comforter. He went down, but guess what? We still here. We still here as Israel. So it's okay. So we have to look back on our forefathers and how they did things. He made two companies. Two bands mean two companies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if one get destroyed, guess what? I still had us over here, and we can get out of here. You know what I mean? We out of here. You dig? So that's what he was talking about here, Jacob. He said, "Look, man." But read on. Read that. Read 8.
God, Genesis chapter 32 and verse 8. And said, if Esau come to the one company and smite it, then the other company which is left shall escape.
Where do you think the white man get that from? Where do you think he get his army shit from? That's why he has so many different battalions spread it out to everywhere. Because he know, look, I can't have everybody together. I got to spread this out. I got to move everything in different corners. So my whole army won't be destroyed. That's called battle. When you battle something, you got to have different brigades. You know what I'm saying? Different companies where you come in, you destroy things. You know what I'm saying? You come from different sides and different angles. See? That's why we got to look back, man. That's how you destroy that COINTELPRO. That's why a lot of us got destroyed, or a lot of them got destroyed back in the day with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King because they had just one army. You know what I'm saying? So, did you want to say anything? You good?
I'm learning. I'm learning from you.
God, I don't want. So it says, was it ironic that the FBI used their program COINTELPRO? No, it wasn't ironic. No. Why it wasn't ironic? Because they wanted to destroy us. Period. It's not ironic. To infiltrate African American organizations with their stated objectives. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6, man. They know this, man. White men know who we are. We don't know who we are. That's the problem. We don't know that we the greatest people on the planet Earth. But I mean, everything is before you, and you still can't see it. We're the greatest at I brought up before. We're the greatest at athlete. We're the greatest athlete, strongest people. Even my wife, right? She told me that the doctors in the offices, they know that we are stronger than them. Because different medicines that they use for black people, they don't use for white people. They are divided up because they know that we have a different calculation in our side of us that's different than them. Our genes and organ, all that stuff is different. She told me this. She said, they know we different. They know we stronger and better. They know this shit, huh?
What I don't understand, if I may speak for 1 second.
Go ahead, Omar.
This is asinine when they try to say that we're all the same. We all bleed the same color blood and things like that. And I mean, if you cut a house cat, he gonna bleed red. You know what I mean? But
God,
we don't have the same makeup,
right?
You know. So,
but listen though, a small cat that you have in your house, is he different than a big cat, like a lion and tiger?
Absolutely.
He's bigger, right?
I mean,
so that's the difference right there.
It goes way beyond bigger. It's the same. kind, but it's a different, let's say, species.
Bring that out.
Right. It's the same kind. It's the same kind, or let me correct it. It's the same kind, but a different breed. So they're different, like, with everything.
Mhm.
Bird, yeah, all birds fly. Well, then again, not all birds fly. You know what I mean? Ostriches don't fly.
Chicken.
So, but it's still considered a bird
Mm-hmm.
or fowl. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're different.
Yeah.
Same as the people groups. The Negroid is different than a Mongoloid.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Caucasoid is different. From what was it, a Negroid. We all different.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difference between being a human and being mankind. It's difference. There's differences. So that was just to expound on the point that you were making.
Come on, one. Come. And General Shar.
Kind,
Remember that video
kind. We,
that
I
he was
mean,
talking?
we was here. It was at the what was that? The Truth Festival.
Come.
Yeah.
He talked about that when he and during he was in the city. You know what I'm saying? New York, right?
No, he was in Cleveland. That was Cleveland.
That was Cleveland. Okay. But General
Kind,
Shad talked about it too on a video that, the Most High made trees, but he didn't make every tree the same. He made the palm tree. He made this tree. He made that tree, right? And
right.
then he was talking about the animals, right? The lion. He said the lion is made this way, but then you have a little cat over here. You know what I'm saying? We He made different things. He made things greater than other things. That's
Kind.
just
Greater
that's just
than
the
and
way it
lesser
is.
than. We learned that in elementary school, right? The greater
Con,
than and the lesser than.
con, right. So he made us better. But read that. Don't you have that? 76?
Kind. This is Book of
Read.
Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
For thou art an holy people
Mm-hmm.
unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
See that? And people can't fathom that. They don't they don't get that. They don't understand that because no, we're all they've been taught their whole life. Oh no, we all the same. We all, like you were just bringing out, we bleed red and all this. Nah, man, we are not all the same.
Not at all.
Spiritually, we better. We love the Most High. We have the zeal for the Most High. Okay, physically, we better. Look at the entertainment industry when it comes to sports. Who's in that? Black folks. That's it. Okay, mentally, we don't go out and just jump off a goddamn building. We know how to handle things, right? Do we know how to handle stuff? We handle things differently. When white folks, I'm gonna tell you, white folks they go out and they just jump off a building if they can't handle. They get fired from a job and they like niggas be like, man, listen, okay, I might be down for a minute, but guess what? I'm gonna get back up because the Most High gave us that. He gave us that spirit, and we can handle these things. You
Let me
know,
say it because we have a true connection to the Father. So you know what our people say. We say, you know what, man, hey, I just leave it up to the Most High, man. I just put it in the hands of God. I
hmm
ain't gonna worry about it
right there you go.
because
And what happened?
just
What
in our
happened usually?
it's just in our spirit to
But
rely on our connection to the Father. We're not gonna
mm-hmm.
take matters into our own hand and just shoot up the office.
Con,
Okay?
con.
We gonna walk out of there like, hey man, I get to sleep in tomorrow, man. You know.
God, I don't want. That's what's happening for real. That's exactly right, though, right? Because what happens usually though? Just think about it. What usually happens? We come out of it,
Yeah.
but
Most High.
we don't we don't praise the Most High though. We don't. When we come out of it, we be like, "Oh, I did that." You know what I'm saying? I did it. No, the Most High brought you out of that. You have to think, Most High, like, look, man, thank you, Father. Thank you for bringing me out of that. You know. But that's just how we are, man. We just crazy. That was a good one though. It says, let me continue on here. I, once again, y'all gonna have to just buy this book because this is my last class on this book. We're not gonna get through it because the spirit, you know what I'm saying? The spirit carries us in a whole different realm. You know what I'm saying? And we just start, you know, chopping it up. That's what it is. So it says, and you just brought this out in Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, I contend that we are the finest race. That's what he's saying. He said, we are the finest race in the world, and that the more of the world we inhabit, the better it is for the human race. This is what he's saying. The more that we inhabit the world, the better everything is. Give me Proverbs 29:2. You know what I need out of one. Give me that. Proverbs 29:2. He says, the more of the world we inhabit, the better it is for the human race. This is what this book's saying. To read that.
191. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
When the righteous are in authority,
Mm-hmm.
the people rejoice.
The people do what?
The people rejoice.
Read.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
See that? You see the difference? Because that's just in us. That's in us to be a kind-hearted people, to love those. General Shar said this too, that the white race don't have a kind bone in their body. They just don't. They don't know about kindness. They do things in order to advance themselves. Like they might help you out, like a lot of black people think, oh, they helping me out. So they some good people. No, they doing that in order to keep your lost, to keep your mind altered, to think that they're kind, to think that they're this. Because if they was in a position like we were in, where we are in right now, guess what happens? They going out and murdering everything moving. They're not taking that. They're gonna murder everything moving out of one. If they was in our position, that's why that white lady, I forgot her name, she asked him, if you were in the white, if you was in the black man's position or the black people's position, guess what? Would you uh would you be like them or be nice as them or this and that? And the black people was like, the white people was like, no, no, hell no. I wouldn't want to be in their position at all. At all. I wouldn't want to be in their situation, period. Because they know. They know that we in a messed up, screwed up position. Right? So let me read on. What time is it? 9:20. 9:30, we done. Okay, it says here, it says British Empire and the bringing of the whole uncivilized world under British rule. Poverty is better under our flag than wealth under a foreign one. I brought out Proverbs 29:2, right? But when the wicked is in authority, people rejoice. I mean, people mourn, and when the righteous is in authority, people rejoice. Okay, it says, and we should keep this one idea steadily before our eyes. That more territory simply means more of the Anglo-Saxon race, more of the best of the most human. They think themselves as human. This is what they saying, right? It says most honorable race this world possesses. this is this is crazy, right? This is nuts. Now, let me go to some of the comments that some of these people. This is Thomas Jefferson. He reads, I had advanced it that the blacks are inferior to the whites in the endowments of both body and mind. Abraham Lincoln wrote. This is a quote from Abraham Lincoln. You see how they massage the mind? It's crazy. How can you say that? What that's just crazy, ain't it? Wouldn't that be that's mental to you? I mean, I don't get that. They don't you come on. Thomas Jefferson, come on, man. You got to be out your mind. And it says here, it says, there is a physical difference between the white and the black race. There must be the position of superior and inferior. Give me Genesis 25.
You know what I wonder though? Like, I wonder what is he basing that on? Like, as far as the difference
Power.
in our physical.
At that time, he was basing that on power because they were over us.
Right, but didn't you just read that he said differences in the bodies?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking. I wonder what was he basing that on? Like, he couldn't have possibly been basing it on like physical strength. So like I just wonder what was he basing that theory or that opinion off of? Because
From
he
what he
he
saw,
obviously knows, that there's no way, shape, or form that they are physically more, physically stronger than us. So I just don't understand why what that was. Or maybe it's just a tactic, a manipulation tactic.
what is Esau?
He the
He's the
goddamn devil
devil.
Bible speaks of.
He's the deceiver, right?
That's right.
So guess what? He got to talk that shit. It's like you on the language, but he got to talk that shit, right? So that's what he was doing. He was talking that because he know that man know that we are more physically fit than them. They know this, man. White people know this. They can see that. Football, basketball, all these different sports, how gifted we are. You know, our process of thinking. We got on the court, how we shake you and bake you and all these different things. And they can't take that. They don't know what oh wow. Yeah, you can shoot pretty good. You good at shooting. But that's just sitting there just shooting. But can you take it to the hole?
You know,
Dunk on them motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
to be honest, I don't want. I mean, it's like it's not even. You don't even have to go that far to go to professional sports.
No, I don't. But go
I
ahead.
mean,
You, you,
you
you
could
can
just look at how many squad cars they call when it's just one guy. You understand? So, I mean,
kind of.
you see a lot of times if there's two officers and there could be a man on drugs, bro, and
Mm,
they can't restrain him, and it's two of them, and
at
he's
all.
in no way, shape, or form,
At
you know,
all.
physically fit
At all. I don't want.
or healthy at his peak of his strength.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take more than one of them to maintain him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You know, and that's what they scared of. They scared as hell of. the retaliation of the black man, you know what I'm saying, and how gifted we are. They know that we're gifted people, but we're also the nicest goddamn people in the world, you know.
To the
Yeah.
other nations, we are.
Hmm?
To the other nations, we are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They know that we are nice as hell to them. You know what I mean? They know that we're not gonna retaliate against them. That's why they can run and jog down our neighborhoods and do whatever they want to do in our neighborhoods and come into our neighborhoods and sell whatever they want to sell and all that kind of stuff because they know that we're not gonna do nothing to them. That's got to be that's a common sense thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're killing each other. They're not killing us. Now, if we was killing them, they'd be scared to come in our neighborhoods. They'd be scared to do whatever, but they don't because they know
They have
they have
the
a mind to think themselves, man. And people don't understand that. They think too. They know. They see that shit. They know that. Oh shit, they come to each other. Man, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Let me sell this pork to them and this drug and whatever. Take their women. You know what I'm saying? And everything. You know. So they straight. They know this shit. You know. But read Genesis 25 for me, other one, so we can get up out of here.
book of Genesis, chapter 25, start at verse 22,
Mhm.
verse 21, Salah. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren.
Mhm.
And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Stop right there, Adawan. I just want to explain it to him. Listen, this is who we feel as though this is us and the white man, Jacob and Esau. Esau is the white man, and Jacob is us. That's where we come from. That's our blood. That's our lineage. Okay, so I just want to explain that before we go any further. Read on.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Mhm.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb.
See that? Two nations are in thy womb. The Most High said this. Not we didn't say that. The Most High said it. He said, two nations are in thy womb. Period. So read, other one.
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
We're gonna be separated. We're not gonna be together. We're gonna be separated. So guess what? When it says separated, that means that person over there is our enemy. We're separated. He didn't tell us to come together. He said separation. That's what you got to understand. Separation. Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other
And the
people.
one people should be what?
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
See, the one people shall be stronger than the other people. Physically, the black man is way strong. Without a weight lifted, without anything lifted, the black man is stronger than anybody. Not just the white man, but anybody. Period. When Manute Bol came over here and played ball in the NBA, he was getting tarnished. He was getting dogged. Period. Now, you got some white people out there like Larry Bird, whatever. Pretty good. But we take our greatest against your greatest, guess what? You can't handle it. You can't. Jordan will wax the floor with Bird. I ain't even got to go to Jordan. I can go to Magic, Isaiah. There's so many that will wax the floor with Bird, man. Period. Okay, Wilder and this new thing with Wilder and what's his name? What's his
Tyson
name? The
Fury.
boxer. I forgot his name, brother.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah, Tyson Fury. Listen, man. Okay, one out of a million. The majority of cats that's knocking you out is Negroes, is black men that y'all hate so much. Period. Majority. We're gonna be stronger mentally, physically, and everything else. We're gonna be stronger. The Most High made us that way. He separated us. That's just what it is. You got to deal with it. So, anything you want to say, other one?
Well, just to add to that, Tyson Fury and Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
There's a phrase that's called what's it called? It's called I don't know. Maybe you can help me out with it. Where it says that training just training beats talent,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Is
Practice.
how it goes?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. That was the issue with that. You know, Deontay Wilder, he knows that he's stronger,
Right.
and
Because he
then
knocked his ass out, truthfully.
I no, he didn't, because he
But
no, he
this,
didn't.
but hold on. He knocked him down. The man was not able to truthfully get up.
He
You
wasn't
know.
knocked out, bro. Look, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Okay, explain it.
He lost to him 3 times, bro. Like, I mean, it is what it is, and this is the point that I'm making about training beats talent, because Tyson Fury trains. Deontay Wilder depends on his talent. You understand what I'm saying? So now, if Deontay Wilder would have trained and stuck to his game plan, which in the beginning rounds he was winning the fight, but he abandoned it and just tried to rely on his talent, which is his strength, his overhand right. So once he began to just continuously just try to throw that overhand right, Tyson Fury was trained to avoid it. So the training beat the talent.
Gone.
Deontay Wilder's still stronger than he is.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? But it's just that's one problem that Jake got, man. We don't want to discipline ourselves.
The gift and the curse.
Right. We don't want to discipline ourselves in order to be the best. We have the natural ability
Mm-hmm.
to defeat and overcome any obstacle,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to train ourselves.
Gone. And you know what? That is a great ending to this lesson, man. Because the thing about it is, my brother Zion, he's coming with some fire, y'all. And y'all gotta understand, uh, his lesson that he's gonna deal with deals with the athletic community, with the athletes, right? Um,
And some
I don't
other
know.
other
I don't
you
know if he's gonna do it on this next. Uh,
not the next one, not the next one, the
okay,
following professor.
okay. Well, he's gonna do it, and it's gonna be a good one. I'm telling you, that is the good one. So, uh, I'm gonna end it right there, man. I mean, I can go on because like this book is, it's a lot in this book. I think everybody should read this book because it's really not a conspiracy. What it is that we have to get into this book called the Bible, man. The Bible is it's the truth. It's nothing but the truth inside of this book. Period. You know, we got in our community, Everything you see in our community is in this book. I've been in this truth for almost 7 years, you know what I'm saying? And I see the same old same. And until we come back to the law, statute, commandments, man, it's ain't nothing gonna change. It's just what I mean. It's what I see, and that's why we go out and speak this truth and try to wake up the, the so-called Israelites. You know what I'm saying? And not so-called, but the Israelites, and try to bring them back to this law, statute, commandments. You know what I mean? So. And it's not us that's doing it, it's the Most High. The Most High just take us and put us out there, you know, to try to bring forth this word, you know.
If I may be heard, just to land me back off of you and just back to what I was saying, that, not too long ago when we were speaking on the the fights, but
Mm-hmm.
it it boils down to disciplining ourselves. We 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 don't want to discipline ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We don't want to keep the commandments
Mm-hmm.
because we don't want to discipline ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We'd rather give in to we'd rather give in to our wants and our
Right.
lusts
Right.
instead of remaining disciplined and saying, "No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that."
Right.
And this is not a shot at the sisters, but this is just an example. We got sisters that are flying over to Dominican Republic, you know, getting enhancement surgery,
Yeah.
whatnot, instead of just disciplining yourself. Work out, eat better. You know,
Right.
that's not disciplining ourselves. We are not a disciplined people.
Gone. Gone. And think about it. It's us doing it to ourselves. We just mentioned that they're flying over to Dominican Republic because we don't have the knowledge and understanding of the Most High's word. So guess what we doing? We putting this stuff into. They got us so crazy that we're willing to do what they tell us to do. That's put things that's dangerous inside of our bodies, right? Like the COVID-19. We got black people putting that stuff inside of us.
I mean, but we do that anyway. I don't want. We
Yeah,
put we put crack into our system, bro. We,
right.
we put
Drug dealers. Right.
cocaine. We put heroin in us, man. We put uh, uh exorbitant amounts of alcohol in us. We eat
Mm-hmm.
uh, an incredible amount of processed foods. It goes so much deeper than just that. Like, we're just not a disciplined people.
Okay. Okay. That's exactly right. So I don't know, man. I'm telling you, this book right here, it can wake you up to a lot of things if you are in Israel to what somebody that's not in Israel sees and hopefully change you because this is a person that sees the things that's not even in the truth. You know what I'm saying? They see it and hopefully inspire you to help continue to try to keep on in this truth, to try to encourage those that's not in the truth to move on. And for those that are not in the truth, it also lets you know that the things that's in this book is in this Bible.
What's the name of the author, Ottawa?
Off this Jawanza Kunjufu. Jawanza Kunjufu.
Somebody get that man a flyer, man. Somebody get that man
God,
a flyer.
God. because he know, man, and it keeps going. That was only 3 pages that we went through. You know what I'm saying? That took what, an hour and a half almost. So the brother knew, he knows what's going on. But this is the most important thing. It's this book right here, and it's called the Bible, man. The Holy Bible. The Bible has every answer. Why we're going through the things we're going through that Jawanza Kunjufu see. You know what I'm saying? So with that, brother, I love you, brother. Thanks for keep supporting me, man. I appreciate that. And I want to say, our brother, the reason why we went on last Wednesday because our brother passed away. My brother probably for war. I call him for war. I didn't know him, you know what I'm saying, like the other brothers, but I did meet him, and I knew him through the classes that he did and the videos and things like that. So I did meet him one time, you know what I'm saying. I didn't know him like that because I didn't live on the east side of the country. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say condolences to the family, man, and prayers to the family. And, you know, that was a good brother, man. I love all my A.O.C family, man. I do. No matter what, I love y'all. You got anything to say, Adawan?
I just want to, just like you said, man, just say rest in power to the chief priest. Wow, I
Come,
like the brother, you know what I'm saying? He welcomed me into his home, man. He gave me a lot of good information.
come,
I'm outside of just the videos and the lessons that he taught on Friday evenings. The brother, we had some conversations, and he was a brother who, when I would have questions about things, or if I was looking into certain things,
come,
I could always hit the brother up, man, and he would point me in the right direction. He
come,
would
Adawan.
great advice and guidance. You know what I mean? So, like I say, rest in power to that brother, man, and you know, may the most.
Come. Rest in power to that brother, man, and brother Yabatazai and Chief Priest Aban and Manuel and Barack, man, y'all did a great salute to that brother, man, on Friday, man. If you have not seen that video, you need to go check that video out. You did a great salute to that brother, man. And I just want to, thank those brothers, and y'all did a magnificent job, man. It was a tearjerker to be truthful, man, because I didn't even know the brother. Man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know the brother like that. I knew him, but I didn't know the brother like that because he, like I said, when I came into A.O.C, it was late in the game. He been in A.O.C for a while, so you know, and it's just to the family, my condolences with that. You know what I'm saying? I say shalom, man.
One last thing. One
Yeah,
last thing. If there's anyone out there that would like to contribute, there's a GoFundMe for the brother. I'm not exactly sure um,
gone.
how to. What I'm going to do is what we're going to do is we're going to put the information out there. So if there's anyone that would like to contribute to the brother's seeds, his ribs, and help with his home going. We're gonna put the information out. There's a GoFundMe that we have. You can contribute that way.
Right,
Anything helps. And, I just wanted to add that.
gone on one, gone. Exactly. So that information will be brought forth. Um, if anyone's listening. Um, so with that, brother, I appreciate you, man, and y'all look forward to many more, man.
Most
Shalom, Adawan.
shalom.